Hello, this is Jamie with Happy Cards Company, and today I'm here to go over a process video on decorating this Dutch door album that I created. I have everything kind of paper clipped together. And so the paper I chose to decorate this album is First Responder by Echo Park. And I have one 12 by 12 pack and I have one 6 by 6. So I'm really hoping that this will be enough to cover the entire album. I did also pull a variety of cardstock colors to use in the album as well. So there is that. And then I'm going to also be using my cutting guide here. Let's see. There we go. So I will be following along with my cutting guide to make sure it's all good here. Again, if you took the class, you can download the class. If you did not take the class, I will be uploading the class into Etsy, and you'll get a private video instruction with a link to the handout. So um, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So I am looking at the cover of the album, which is this panel and this panel. I'm going to take off my belly band for now, because we will definitely not be needing this until the very end. Okay. So the cover of the album is 10 by 10 essentially. And so we want to have some cardstock and some pattern paper. So the mats on this cardstock, so 5 pieces of chip, my ruler to make sure I know what's going on here. All right, this measures 5 inches across, so we want our pattern paper to be 9 7/8 by 4 7/8. So let's go ahead and look through our cardstock to see which one that we would like to use. Obviously, we can't use the 6 by 6 for this part. So let's go ahead and look at our patterns. That has some great cut aparts, but I don't know, like my grandson is having a firefighter birthday. So I really kind of want to stick to the firefighter stuff. So fire department. So, maybe I could use some of the back after I cut off the cut aparts that I want to use from that. Then we have the sticker sheet. I want to definitely use the firefighter ones from here. So I won't need the nurse one. But I think I can use the rest. Oh, and the police one. So maybe I can use the backside for that. That's fun. Some more cut aparts. Police paper, some more cut apart. Some more cut aparts. I feel like I want to use this page for the front just because it is firefighter based. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut that down. We need two pieces that measure 9 7/8 by 4 7/8. So I'm going to cut this down to 9 7/8 first. By 4 7/8. One and two. Now I have this scrap left, but I was thinking maybe for the spine, I could use this. All right, so let's go ahead. And I think our spine is, let me measure the spine here. Having a hard time seeing it with all the bright light. So the spine is 1 inch. So we're just going to do two pieces that are 7/8 by 7/8. And then that will be able to go right here. And then I just have that little scrap left. So let's go ahead and get those pieces glued down. Now, some of this I'll do some cardstock matting and some I will just glue the paper right on. Get my glue going here this morning. One thing I love about liquid glue is that ability to move it and shift it just a little bit into place. All right, so there's that one. Oh, look at how cute that is already. Now I think I'm going to open this so I can glue those spines down a little easier. Okay. Everything's falling out of the book. All right, so we'll come back and we'll do the back later. But now we have quite the mess because everything fell out. So now I'm going to have to remember where everything goes. All right. So I'm just going to set these pieces aside because, why not? All right, let's see. This piece, this piece, this piece, this piece. This is just a piece for cut apart. All right, we are going to start with this side of the album. this piece, I think, went, no, that piece is there. Oh, that piece went here. All right. And this piece went here. And this is just a cut apart booklet. And then I think all these other pieces went maybe in here. Okay. All right, so this is for our waterfall side. So I'm going to take my magnet off of there. And actually I'm going to just take a piece of tape. And let's see here. Let's take, there's another magnet here somewhere. Oh, it's on the back. All right, so I don't want to actually put both magnets down until I have all the bulk under there. So I'm only going to tape this front one down. And then when I find where this one goes, but I'll just leave it attached to the back so I don't lose it. All right, so these are our waterfall pieces, but first you need to put a piece here that is 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. And then you can attach the rest of the waterfall. So we're going to need a tall piece. So I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with this one since most of it is covered up. I won't be missing out, like I won't need to see a lot of it, but I'll still get to use it. So we're going to cut this at, but do I want cardstock underneath? I think I want to do cardstock underneath. So I think I'm going to do this white cardstock. So I'm going to cut this at 9 3/4. And then I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to cut it at 4 3/4. And let's just dry fit that to make sure it's going to fit right there. That is perfect. And then I'm going to take this paper here. And I'm just going to leave my trimmer to the side here. Cut off my branding strip. And I'm going to first cut. So my first cut is going to be at 4 5/8. So that's 1/8 of an inch smaller than 3/4. So 4 5/8 by 9 5/8. 4 5/8, and then by 9 5/8. And then this piece will get to go right there. And it has the white matted border. So I'm going to glue that down. You don't have to double mat everything. I think in my cutting guide, I will probably go through and do some editing as we're doing this. So it says mat 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. And then I'm going to put another 4 5/8 by 9 5/8. And that would be your pattern. And this one would be your cardstock. So just make a note of that as we go. Any changes? Okay. And now I'm going to adhere this piece down. right here in the center. I'm going to take this and spread that glue. There we go. And now these pieces here that were for my waterfall, they're already scored. So we're going to just fold on the score lines. And the base is 4x6. So you could put a 4x6 photo. But we're going to do a little bit of cardstock here because the idea is that you would cover up all the pattern paper anyway. So we're just going to do an assortment of cardstock pieces. So we're going to start by gluing this one up so that it will have that black strip. Okay. Since we covered up that little gap there, and we still want to space these. So excuse my head if it does get in the way. We're going to glue that down. And then I'm going to glue this one down. Keeping everything nice and straight. And then we'll glue this one down. And then we'll glue this one down. There we go. So then they'll fold down like that, and then this will go here. Looks like I got one of them down just a little bit crooked, but you know, that'll be okay. There we go. All right, so here it tells me my mats layers are 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. That's for layer 1. And then for layer 2 is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And if you want it, and then it also says 3/8 by 3 7/8. And that's to cover this strip right here. So because I'm only going to do cardstock layers, I'm only going to do layer 1. So that will be 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. And I'm going to do a variety of colors of cardstock. So in this paper, we have yellow and we have red. And I grabbed this kind of textured red paper. Isn't that cute? And then we are going to do some orange. I have this orange for that. And then I think we're going to use this blue. So let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flaps. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors here. Let's add this color blue. And let's add, I have another lighter blue in here. We'll add 3 blues because there's lots of blues in this paper collection with a yellow and a red and an orange, and we'll just alternate. All right, so we're gonna set the book over here and we're gonna bring my trimmer back in. So you're gonna need 2 of each piece because we're gonna mat and cover the front and the back of each. So those measurements again were 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So I'm going to cut this at 5 7/8. This is scrap. And then I'm going to rotate this and I'm going to cut it at 3 7/8 and 3 7/8. And we'll set this piece to the side for scrap. Okay. We'll do this one, 5 7/8. And then we'll do 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. That one is scrap. We'll keep these to the side. And we'll grab this one, 5 7/8 by 3 7/8 and 3 7/8. This one is scrap. We'll set that one over there, and these ones over here. 5 7/8 by 3 7/8 and 3 7/8, and we'll take that one and set it over there. 5 7/8 by 3 7/8, 3 7/8. This one over here. And finally, the yellow, 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. There we go. All right, we'll set that to the side. Now we need to decide how we want to lay these out. So I know a blue is going to have to go in between each one. So yellow, blue, actually I think red. I want red on top. Because, you know, it's a fire truck. So red, blue, orange, blue, yellow. Okay. So that will be like the first 5 down. And then we'll have on the back side, it will be, oh, we have this blue. That'll probably go on the back of that yellow. Orange, yellow, blue, red, blue, like that. All right, we'll have to see. So let's go ahead and pull this over here. And I'm going to set the book like this, just because I think that will be a little bit easier. All right, I know I want the red on the front. And then we'll do a blue on the back. So a red and a blue. All right, let's go ahead and glue those down. And you should have just a tiny little border. Okay, I'm going to flip it. Oh, you know what? I don't want that blue because we're going to have this blue here. So let's do orange. Okay. And then we'll have the blue like that. Okay. And then we'll put blue here. And I'm going to come back and I'll do these little spaces at the end, because that's a great place to use up those small scraps. So then you have orange here. So now we could do this blue on the back. There we go. Line that up. Now I'm going to flip it. We have this blue here. So we're going to put yellow on the back. I just love these bright colors, and it's going to be perfect for my grandson's birthday album. It is Two to the Rescue, and I have his invitation. So maybe, I'll use his invitation to his party on the cover. So we're going to use the same blue on the back, and then we have this yellow here. Just like that. There we go. And then on the back, this blue, and then this blue would be over here because I wanted to use this red here. All right. Ooh. Ooh. And you take that magnet off. Okay. Like that. And it's red in the front. That. All right, now I'm gonna put this magnet right there. And flip this. This magnet actually needs to go here, but I think I'm gonna put, maybe I could put a cut apart here because like a 4x6 cut apart. Let me look here at my cut aparts. If not, I could put like a pattern paper on top of that. Eat, sleep, serve, repeat. That one could go there. These ones could not because they go all the wrong direction. Let me look at the 4x4 cut aparts. Maybe I'll put this one there. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to line this up in my trimmer. Put all the way down. Line that up and put it across. So I'm going to have to trim the sides down a little, but let's see. That magnet will actually fall right there. Because I forgot to put it underneath that. I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4, so that will fit right here. Then I could use my 6x6 pad. Let's see what we have in here. Like this little strip. And that would cover up the magnet. I think those are the only ones with little strips. All right, so let's pull this one out. Got a little bit of a white edge on it, so I want to actually stick it in here. Trim that, and then we got to trim off. We're going to make it 1 inch by 3 3/4. All right, so we'll save that for maybe something else. All right, so here is how I'm going to attach my magnet. I'm going to take my double-sided tear and tape. I'm going to set it sticky side up. I'm going to drop my magnet just like that. And then I will flip this, give it a good press. Oh, it did not. There we go. Sticky side down. There we go. And that's where my magnet will go. And then I'll put this little strip of firefighters or whatever, little worker bees, right across the center of that to cover up that magnet. There we go. Now I want to put a pattern paper, I think, on here. And we can use this shorter 6x6 pad. I'm going to put this little fire because it'll match right there. So we want to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's go 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And there we are. And that gives us one side done. Okay. Except for I have to go back and do those, but perfect for putting photos on. And then I'm going to take a little sticky note here. And I'm going to write a note so I don't have to go back and look this up later. And I'm going to say photos 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we'll just stick that right in here. And it's done. Could even, oh, I like that better. I like this on top. And it still works. So that will work. All right, now we're going to close this side and we're going to move over to this side. And we have this piece and we have this piece. So I have already written the measurements of the matting on here. So 4 7/8 by 9 3/4. It's going to go in there. And I wanted to use that same paper that we used on the other side. So let me find that. That was the one with the, this one right here. But I don't really have to go all the way down. Like I just have to go 4 7/8 by, so this measures to here, which is 3.5. So if I went 4 and 7/8 by 4, that will work. So I'm going to cut this off at 4. And then I'm going to turn it back and do 4 and 7/8. And then I have this little piece of scrap. And this will fit right in there like that. Hmm. What are you doing, my little girl? I have my little girl sitting right next to me watching me. What's you doing? I'm gonna slide that in there, get that lined up, and then I'm gonna use my scraper to kind of spread that glue all around. All right. Now I want a piece of, I could do pattern paper or I could do cardstock. But I feel like because this will all be covered up, yeah, we'll do. We will do some pattern paper here. So 6. So it's going to be, I need to redo this. This is actually going to be 4 and 7/8 by 3 and 1/4. And this is going to be 4 and 7/8 by, that is 3.5. So that will be 3 and 3/8. Those are the measurements of the pattern paper I need. All right, let's go ahead and pick out our paper for that. No, not that one. How about this one here? 4 and 7/8. And I'm going to just cut this down to 3 1/4. I'm actually going to line my blade up at 3 1/4 and go up. And then I'm going to line it up at 3 1/4 here and go down to that cut mark. There we go. So we could put the stars right there. And since this one is going to be front and center, maybe I'll do these little fire things. So I'm going to cut that at 3 and 3/8 by 4 and 7/8. And we're going to glue that right there. All right, so let's go ahead and glue those couple pieces down. I should check my cutting guide. right side 4 7/8 by 9, and it says to adhere it, but we actually changed that to by 4.5 or by 4, and then yep, 4 7/8 by 3 3/8 done. And then this one was 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. That's that one right there, bottom pocket. Okay, there we go. All three are there. Good. All right, now we will throw this in here. And then we will glue this one right here. Now this piece measures 4 3/4 by 7, but we actually are going to mat it with 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. Okay, and we're gonna just put a cardstock on there. And we already have all of these ones already started, so let's see what we can use from here. So 4 5/8 by 6 7/8, and we need cardstock on the front and the back. So I'm gonna do 6 7/8 first. There's that. And we'll stick that back in our pile, and then we're gonna go 4 5/8, which is right there. That's gonna be the front of this piece. And now we need to do the back of that piece. So we're gonna do a blue. So 6 7/8 by 4 5/8. Okay, that's the front and back of this one. Now we have, this one is going to be 4 5/8 by 7 7/8. And then that'll be front and back, and then we'll do that one. So we have red. So 7 7/8, we'll cut that first. And then we'll go 4 5/8. And then we need another blue. 7 7/8 by 4 5/8. Okay. And now we need to do the top, which measures 4 inches this way. So it will be 3 7/8 by 4 5/8. We have orange. 3 7/8 by 4 5/8. That'll go there. 4 5/8 by 3 that'll work. 4 5/8 by 3 7/8. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna get these all glued together. Set this aside. There we go. And do we want the blue up or the yellow? Ooh, I like that yellow. Go here. Pull this one down. All right, so I think I want the blue here, and then we'll put the orange there. All right, and then this one will go right here into this pocket. So there. So far, it looks like that. All right, I went through the rest of my album so that, and I wrote down all of the cutting for the matting just to save time. And I took all those measurements from the cutting guide. So let's go ahead and get started on these front two panels. So let's start on the right side. We're going to take this piece out and we're going to take this piece out, and we need 3 pieces, 2 that are 4 7/8 by 3 1/4. I don't feel like that one's right. Now that I'm looking at it, that's 3 3/4. Sorry about that. Okay, so 4 7/8 by 3 1/4, 4 7/8 by 3 3/4, and 4 7/8 by 3 3/4. All right, let's go ahead. And I did go through also my cut aparts and took out the ones that I wanted to use so that I can have more of a paper selection. I think we're just all using all of the red on this one. So we're going to do 4 7/8 by 3 1/4. 4 7/8 by 3 1/4. And that piece will go here. Tuck it in that pocket. There we go. And then maybe a blue piece. Let's see, how wide is this? 3 and so 4 7/8 by 3 3/4. Let's stick that one in there like that. And then how about a yellow pattern? That would be good. 4 7/8 by 3 3/4 to go. Oh, that must be 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Oh yes, that fits much better. So 3 1/4 on that one. Let me double check my cutting guide. See, I tried to get right side front. We were on the left side. Yeah, we are on the right side. Pocket. Yeah, there we go. 3 1/4. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to glue those 3 pieces down. Inside the pocket, like so. And then this one, go here. Take off this paper clip because that's paper clipping stuff to the back. And we'll do this. All right, so there's that. And then we have these 2 insert pieces. So again, like I did this, I'm going to do all cardstock. So we have 2 pieces that are 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Orange, yellow, blue, and some red. All right. So this one, we could do 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Well, that is definitely wrong. That was supposed to be 4 7/8. 3 7/8 by 4 7/8. 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. Okay. So I have 2 choices here. I can scrap this piece or I can make it work with a strip of paper. So I think I'll do that. Here, this little firefighter. That's not quite long enough. So this distance is 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut this at 3 7/8 and 1 inch because I was an inch off. So now I can glue that like that. And then we'll cut this one at 4 7/8 by 3 7/8 for the back, and that will not fit perfectly. All right, let's see. This piece, oh, this piece measures 4 3/4. So this should be 4 5/8 by 3 7/8 times 2. So if you were to do the front and back of this, these are the correct measurements. These are wrong. So I'm just going to cut this down to 4 5/8, just cut a little 1/8 of an inch off. And now that will glue down and fit perfectly. And then this one. With my little firefighters on the side. It does overlap a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. Now, so this would be 4 5/8 by 7 7/8 times 2. One for the front and one for the back. So I have this light blue piece. I'm going to cut it at 7 7/8 first. And then I'm going to rotate it and cut it at 4 5/8. And so this piece will fit here. And then how big is this piece? Is this piece 7 7/8? It will be 7 7/8 by 4 5/8. All right, so now do we want the orange on the front or the light blue? I think the light blue on the front and then the orange on the back. Okay. Okay, flip that over. All right, and then there's that. Need a little bit more glue just in this little corner. There we go. So that will slide into this pocket. And now 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. We need 2 of those. I'm looking through my cardstock scraps here. At this point, we could piece things together, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So we're just going to set these little scraps aside. And I'm going to grab, actually I have some nice solids here. I have a navy blue. And I think I'm going to go with another red. So 2 pieces, 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. There we go. And I will go back and embellish these and put little tuck spots on them after I get the whole album assembled. We'll see what I have left, and you know, we can always dress it up from there. All right, and then that piece can go in here, or we could flip it over and have the red showing like that. Okay, now we're going to work on this front panel. So the first piece, we're going to mat this at 9 3/8 by 3 7/8. That's for layer 1. And then if we wanted layer 2, we could cut it at 9 1/4 by 3 3/4. I feel like I'm going to do a pattern paper on one side and then a cardstock layer on the other side. So I'm going to cut my branding strip off this first. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it at 3 7/8. By 9 3/8. Okay. So that will fit on here like so. And then I'm going to take just the red and I'm going to cut it at 3 7/8. And 9 3/8. Okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll glue these two down. There we are. And then this piece is our secure spot for keeping all of this closed. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set that over here. Now we're going to look at what I have here. So on these belly bands, I'm going to double mat them. So it's 1 7/8 by 3 3/8 for the cardstock, and then 1 3/4 by 3 1/4 for the pattern paper. And that's the same for this belly band and for this belly band. Then for the pieces that go behind, they're 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. And so you'll need one for the front and one for the back. Okay, so we're just going to start there. All right, so I think I'm going to use this pattern for the 4 7/8 on the front. So we're going to line that up at 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. And then I'm going to, this excess piece, I'm going to trim that at 1 7/8 for the belly band. So the belly band is actually 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. That's the, I guess that would be 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. I don't know what I wrote down over there, but that was wrong. Because I wanted to double mat these. And I'm going to do this same thing, 4 7/8 again for the other side, and I can use the other side of the paper. And then I need a piece that measures 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. All right, then I wanted cardstock strips that are 1 7/8 by 4 7/8, and I want 2 of those. I don't think I want yellow though, because we're gonna have it orange. So we could go 4 7/8 by 1 7/8, and we could do that twice. All right, let me bring that back in so we can talk about all the things that I just cut. All right, so I had written here 1 7/8, but it's actually by 4 7/8. And then our matting would be 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And that's the same for this belly band and this belly band. So that's these two pieces here. So I'm going to take these two pieces and then I'll glue them like that on both of these belly bands, because then I'm going to take this and put it behind on both of those pieces. And then these other two are going to be like that and like that. And then we'll deal with these flaps. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we are going to glue all of these pieces down. Slide that in. There we are. Give it a good press. Then we will glue this piece down. Now again, this cardstock measures 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. And then the pattern paper that I'm going to put over the top of it measures 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And we're going to use the orange side up on this one. And we'll go ahead and do the same with the bottom. Here we go. And we'll put the orange side up on the bottom. And we'll go ahead and stick this here. And now this piece will slide into here when the album is actually closed. But we have to finish the inside. So we're going to open this flap and we're going to open this flap. And this orange goes here. And this orange is going to go here. So let's go ahead and we'll get those done. when I was doing my pre-measurements, I did not open these flaps, so I did not write them down. So I'll have to do that with you. All right, so this is the left side. So we want to be here. Belly bands, 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. So this flap is 5.5 by 3.5, and you have 2 of them. And so we are going to mat them at 4 7/8. Let me write this down on there. So layer 1 is 4 7/8 by 3 3/8, because this is 5 inches by 3.5. Okay, and we're going to have 4 of those because that's the front and back, and the front and back of this one. And then the second layer will be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 if you wanted a second layer, and you'll need 4 of those if you wanted a second layer on both of those. Then we have this piece, and this background is going to be, ooh, excuse me, 4 7/8 by 9 7/8. Layer 1. If you wanted layer 2, it would be 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. Okay, I'm only going to do 1 layer on that back piece, but I think I will be double matting both of those flaps. So let's go ahead and pick out our paper that's going to go here, this 4 7/8 by 9 7/8. And I think I'm going to go with this stripes. So I'm going to cut it. First, I'm going to cut the branding strip off at a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it because I want my stripes to go horizontally, and I'm going to cut it at 4 7/8 first. And then I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to cut it at 9 7/8. There we are. And then this will dry fit that, and it fits nicely just like that. So let's go ahead and glue that piece down. Okay. Now I'm going to work on these mats, 4 7/8 by 3 3/8, and I need 4 of those. And we're going to just use the assortment of cardstock pieces that I have here that are scraps. You know, we want to use up what we have instead of cutting into new cardstock every time. So here are my current cardstock scraps. So 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. So 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. And I needed 4 of those, so that's 1. 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. And we'll go with orange. 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. Now I'm going to go with a patterned paper on all 4 of these, and I'm going to look through the 6x6 album for the, or not album, but the 6x6 paper pack. All right, first we want to find, so we have orange, yellow, red, and blue. So let's see if we can find papers that will look good with that. I like this blue. Maybe I'll do that blue one on the blue. All right, so let's do the blue on the blue, like that. I like these stars. So we're going to do the stars on the orange, I think. Maybe these little firemen. I have this fireman scrap, but I don't, it's not going to be big enough. So we'll do yellow. Or should we do it on the red? Do the fireman on the red. So that means we need to find a pattern that will look good on the yellow. And we have this heart. It has the cut aparts on the back. I have two sets, so we're just going to use this hearts. There we go. And we'll put this one on the yellow. So these pieces need to be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 4 3/4 tall by 3 1/4 wide. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4. And then I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to cut it at 4 3/4. And so that will look like this. Okay. I do like that one. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. That one will go there. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Three and a quarter by 4 3/4. And that'll go here. So I will get all those glued together and then we'll glue them into the album. And of course, these will be places for photo mats or photos. I really wish this was not on the back of the fireman. Okay. Looks like that. All right, now I'm bring this back in and we have to decide how do we want these to be laid out. Well, the police one I'm going to put on the back. And do I want the stars? I think I'll do the hearts and the stars. There we go. Excuse my head. And then we'll glue this piece on. So cute. And then we'll put this piece, the stars, on the back. Here we go, just like that. And then this piece slides right up in there like so. Oh, and I still have to come up with this spine piece, but we'll come up with that later. All right, now we're going to open these, and both of these are going to be the exact same. So they're 4 7/8 by 9 7/8. Grab my paper. Let's see if I have any big patterns left. I feel like you're really running out of the big papers here. These are our big pieces that we're going to be using. Okay. All right. So if I want these to be matching, a little matchy, I'm going to go with this blue. And so we're going to start off by cutting it first at 9 7/8. Now I'm only going to do one layer on these, but I do have the measurements written down here if you were to do 2 layers. So for the first layer, like if you were going to double mat, this would be your cardstock layer, 4 7/8 by 9 7/8. And then your pattern paper would be 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. Okay. But I am not double matting, so I only need the first measurement. And we're going to glue those down just like that. Okay. All right. So there's the back side. Now these two pieces are pockets. So this pocket will get glued here, and then this pocket will get glued here. But first I want to put on my pattern paper. And I think I'm actually going to look at my cut aparts to see if I have any 3x4s that I want to put on the fronts of these two. this one is cute and this one is cute. So maybe I'll put those on the front of each one of those. All right, so these are 3 by 3. I'll still have to trim them down a little, but that's okay. I want them to go here. All right, so this is 3 7/8. Okay. And this is 2 7/8 this way. So I'm just going to put cardstock on those. And let me just set that aside. Because I'm working on these 2 pockets. And these are going to go here. Maybe this blue. No, let's try the red underneath here. I like that. Probably the red on both. So I'm going to grab my cutter. And this paper has some water damage, but you know, when you just can't beat discounted paper. So I'm going to actually cut this at 2 7/8. And it's going to cut off all that water damage. So I'm going to throw that away. And then 3 7/8. And 3 7/8. And then these need to be cut down to 2 3/4. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off of each side to keep everything centered. Okay. And now that will fit nicely right there. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Take 1/8 of an inch off each side so that my width is 2 3/4. And now that will go there. And I'll probably have some sort of sticker or something I could put at the bottom of that. There we go. All right, now I'm going to look through these scraps because I need a piece that's 3 7/8 tall by 1 7/8 inch wide so I can glue it down. What about these little hearts? That would look cute. What about this little fireman's? That's too short. But that's not. All right, so that's what we'll do. Okay, we're going to cut these 2 pieces at 3 7/8 inch long. And then we'll cut them down to 1 7/8. So 3 7/8. Actually, I'm going to cut it at 1 7/8 first. That way, if I need a longer strip somewhere, I'll have it. There's that one. And 3 7/8, just like that. Now, when I made these pockets, I didn't glue them completely together because I wanted to leave room to tuck this piece in there. Okay. Like that. And now I can seal this pocket. So I'm going to put glue from here to the end. So I'm just going to kind of open it like this. And I'm just going to seal it just like that. Okay. Press that down. Looks like I did not get enough glue in that corner. So we'll just add a little bit of glue. And now this is an actual pocket on the top and on the side. Okay. So we're going to glue that in there. And now I'm going to stick this paper and do the same thing. We're going to stick this in here. Just like so. All the way. Here we go. Now again, we have a pocket on the top and a pocket on the side. I'm going to bring my book back in. And I am going to glue my pocket down onto my panel here. Plenty of space up top for a photo. And that one will get stuck down right like that. And then now those 2 pages are done. Now we're going to cut a piece here, and it's going to actually slide in underneath these 2, and it's going to measure 9 3/4 by 4 7/8. So here is my primer. 9 3/4 by 4 7/8. The stripes will look good. I'm going to cut it at 4 7/8 first. Then I'm going to cut it at 9 3/4. And then for the top and bottom strip, I'm going to cut this at 9 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch. So we need 2 pieces that are 7/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put this side as the top and the bottom pieces. Okay. Now we'll bring this back over here. So this piece is going to go here. This piece is going to go here. And this piece might have to get trimmed a little. Let's see here. Yeah, it'll have to get trimmed just the hair. Always do a dry fit before you do your gluing. Okay. So that will slide in here. This will slide in here. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to put just glue on this end and glue on this end. All right, let's go ahead and slide that in there. And we're going to lift this up and we're going to glue that in there. Line it up with both sides. Perfect. Okay, give it a good press. And now we'll add these strips. Just had to lift it up so I can see it. There we go. And again, these two strips are 7/8 by 9 3/4. And this top is done. Now, all the pieces that I need for this section here, this side, this side, this side, and here are the same that I need up here. So I actually have written here, you're going to cut 3 and cut 3, but you actually need 6 and then 2 of those. So let's go ahead and set that aside. 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. So I need 6 of those. So grab that. And this and this pattern paper and this pattern paper and this pattern paper. All right. So we'll do 2 of this one. 4 7/8. And that's just for a 1 layer. If you wanted 2, this would be your cardstock layer, but I'm only doing 1 on this one. 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. So one of these would be for the top and one for the bottom. Then I have yellow. So we're going to say 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. All right, and then I grabbed this sheet. I don't think I'll be able to get 2 of those, so let's not do that one. But we could do the back side of this. So 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. And if I change my mind and want to do cardstock, I could definitely trim off, a little bit, 1/8 of an inch on 2 sides. Okay. And then the other 2 pieces I need are 5 by 4 7/8. I could use this one. So I'm going to cut it at 5 and then at 4 7/8. And then let me see, what other big scraps do I have here? We could do the hearts. So we'll go 4 and 7/8. Yeah, 4 and 7/8 high and 5 wide. I hope I did this one right. I might have to end up having to redo that one. All right, let's go ahead and glue those pieces down. My scraps are getting a little bit out of control. All right, so this piece is going to go here, but I may have to trim that down just a little bit. And then this one will go here. All right, so that'll work there. Maybe a yellow, a red, and a blue, a yellow, red, and a blue. All right, so I'm going to work on the bottom first. And this piece is going to go in this pocket like so. There we go. And then these are my 3 pieces. I feel like I want to mat this one. So red and blue, and then the yellow on the front. Or yellow on the inside with blue on the front. I think I'm going blue on the inside. So this one that I want matted, I'm going to cut 1/8 of an inch off of 2 sides. And then I'm going to grab some cardstock and I'm going to mat it with a piece that's 4 and 7/8 by 4 and 7/8. So this should measure now 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, which it does. Okay. And a piece of cardstock. I don't know that I have. This one might be good enough. So 4 and 7/8. Yep, this one will work. By 4 and 7/8. Okay. There we go. Now, I think I want to put a notch here. This is my notch punch. I put it in there. Okay. Maybe I'll just glue it all down first and then I'll do the notch. Then it will all line up. There we go. Can see just a little bit of black, but I'm not going to worry about that because, by the time you tuck stuff in, you won't ever notice that. And then we want the yellow, no, the blue here and then the yellow here. All right. Oh man, I wanted the blue side up and I put the glue on the blue. Oh well, I guess we're gonna have this side up. It's okay because it's still cute. Can't do that on this side. There we go. And that one looks just like that. All right, now we're going to do the top. I'm going to do the heart side up. I just love this paper collection. It is so freaking cute. Okay. Get that where it goes. We're going to mat that. Actually, maybe we'll put that there. And then the yellow and then the red. And we're going to mat that with blue as well, but I don't have any blue scraps that are big enough. What about this one? That one won't be big enough. All right. So I need to cut this at 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. And then the yellow piece that I'm going to put on top of it is actually going to be cut down to 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So we just have to take 1/8 of an inch off of two sides. There we go. Okay, and then that piece will get to go right there. And I will notch punch that as well. There you go. And then this red is going to go here. Here we go. And then because I used the fire trucks on accident, maybe I should use these up here. That will work. All right, so that one is done front and back. Now we're going to move this all the way to the top here because we have to do this side. And we have to do the center. Maybe we'll do the center. So I'm going to mat this 9 7/8 by 9 7/8, and then the pattern paper will be 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. All right, we are going to mat this with yellow. Nine 7/8 by 9 7/8. My glue bottle is running out of glue. And then my matted piece is going to be 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. And I only have one large 12 by 12 left. So we're going to use that. It's the policeman paper. But it will look like that. But I'm going to have to use a different glue bottle because I think that other one is out of glue. Or I could do this. I think I like that one side better. We're going to go with the police badges. Here we go. And then this is going to be our pocket. And our matting on our pocket is going to be 9 5/8 by 3 3/8. And the second layer would be 9 1/2 by 3 1/4, but I don't want 9 1/2. But I don't know what paper I have left. So I have that long strip, this long strip. I have that long strip, but I'm thinking the background, the back of my book is going to end up being strips of paper. How about if I use that? Okay. Use all of our stuff. So we're going to cut the top of this piece off at 3 3/8. So there's 3 3/8. There we go. And 9 5/8. So 9 5/8 right there. And that'll be our pocket. This is glossy and it is thin. So I'm going to definitely need to press my glue down on this piece because I don't want glue wrinkles to show. Try and prevent them as much as I can. And then this will be a pocket that we are going to glue on 3 sides. That was not very straight, was it? There we go. And we're going to line that up just like that. All right, so we're going to push that down, and now we're going to move this up, and we're going to work on that. All right. So for this section, I need 14 pieces that measure 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. So let's see. There's a couple there. 2, 4. 6. 8. 10. 12, 14. All right. So I'm going to do at least 4 from this one. And again, so I'm going to move my book. I need 14, 5 and 7/8 by 3 and 7/8. So I'm going to cut this at 5 and 7/8 this way. And then again at 5 and 7/8. I'm going to rotate that. So I wanted at least 4 of these, 3 and 7/8 by 3 and 7/8. That's a scrap. 3 and 7/8 by 3 and 7/8. Five and 7/8 by 3 and 7/8. 3 and 7/8. By 3 and 7/8. By 3 and 7/8 and 3 and 7/8. All right, that should be 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and bring our book back in and figure out where we're going to put all of these. And take my magnets off. Just going to set those to the side. And I need a piece that measures 4 and 7/8 by 9 and 7/8 that goes here. So 4 and 7/8 by 9 and 7/8. I have stars, so I'm going to cut this over on my cutter here. I'm going to cut off my branding strip. 4 and 7/8. I think it's 9 and 7/8. But if it's a little long, I can trim it. It is a little long, so I'm going to cut it down to 9 3/4. Now we're going to dry fit that. That is still just a little long, so I'm going to cut off another 1/8 of an inch. So that's 9 3/8. So 4 and 7/8 by 9 3/8. All right. So first we're going to fold on all of our flaps of our waterfall. And then we will glue them all down. Now it doesn't matter which side you want them to glue down. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna glue it right here. Even with this one. So nice and straight. All right. All right. So those will close like that. It's a little crooked. Let's straighten that out. Okay, and then it'll close like that. All right. I'm going to put my magnet on this side first. This time. I'm going to put it the other magnet on this side. However, if I need to move it, I will. Okay, I just didn't want to forget it on this side again. All right, so let's decide. We want red. And then a blue. And then orange. And then another blue. And then yellow. And then the other blue. Okay. And this side, we'll do blue. Put my paper clip on there. That'll work. So these are the pieces that we still have. We'll definitely put a red here. All right, so red, maybe red, blue, blue, orange, orange, blue, blue, yellow, yellow, blue, red. There we go. So now we can glue all of these pieces down. I'm going to take this backing off of this one. Oh, I should probably put some glue on here. Boy, that was not even at all. There we go. I think the glue dried. Went through the whole album without any problems with the glue, and now it's not wanting to cooperate, is it? Go. All right. There we go. Now we got it going. Here we go. I love that blue. It is so, so pretty. All right. Now we'll put the navy blue on the back. I'm getting so excited. It's almost done. And each of these little 1/2 inch pieces you would mat with 3/8 of an inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. And I'll be doing that with the various scraps of pattern paper from the collection that I have left over. All right, now we're going to take this piece. Now we're going to make sure that that's where we want that magnet. So I'm going to just drop it back on there. Okay, that's where it wants to hang out. That's where it wants to live. Okay, perfect. All right. So let's go ahead. That will flip up here. This flips over, this flips over, this flips over, this flips over. All right, so I am going to go ahead and do some decorating. All right, so I did a little bit of decorating and finished up my album. So we're going to do a quick walkthrough to kind of show you all the things. So this front piece, this was the birthday invitation for my grandson's birthday party. The fire truck was made with Jaded Blossom fire truck dies. So the belly band. And then I accidentally had a little seam here, so I just put that little heart sticker. All right, so I'll set that aside. And we're going to kind of go through this each side. All right, so this is the left side. So I made a little pocket here with this little fireman and put in some tags with some ribbon. And then this opens, and then we have our waterfall. And I added these little strips to each one. This strip measures 3/8 of an inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. So 3/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. And each one has a different pattern. And that's why I waited for my to do with my scraps. And then I have a whole bunch of photo mats in the very back of this. So we can add a photo mat and a photo right there also. All right, so that is the first one. And this actually magnets both ways. So it just depends on what you want on top. I do want my tags to stick out. So I'm going to just leave those like that. Then we'll go to the right side. I took a little cut apart, made it a little pocket tuck spot, added a couple tags for there. All of these little sticker elements have room, so like you could slide a picture behind them or underneath like so. And those are completed just like that. I did add some of the pattern paper. This pattern paper measures 9 7/8 by 7/8 of an inch wide. And I did that on both spines here. All right, so that's the two outsides. Now we're gonna go with the first flap that I did on camera. These ones are done. And then I added this little sticker. I stuck it on red cardstock, cut it out, and then only glued it at the bottom and put two little tags there as another little tuck spot. Here I added stickers from the sticker sheet. This is completed. We can open this up this way and this way. and this and this. Okay. And then we add our little gatekeeper. And then when we open it, I did make this little foldable with the 2x2 cut apart. So this kind of opens like this, and it can go down this way for perfect for 2x2 pictures or some journaling. And then this is just some seam binding that I got from my scrap cabin shop. She has on Etsy a ton of beautiful seam bindings. I've been working on getting my color collection up, so you'll see seam binding throughout the album. I wish I had some in yellow, but I did not. But so that color will be on my next list. And then 2 little tags in this tuck spot and a tag here in this pocket. And then the same on this side, 2 tags and 1 down here. And then I added some stickers to the bottom. Now we'll go through the top flap. So all of these tags can come out and this slides. So this is a perfect spot for 4x6 photos. If we open this up, we see the pattern paper here. That's good for a photo. Then I made some little booklets here, and I just stuck that in there so that, and of course they can be moved around wherever. And then these stickers are also tuck spots here and here. And then I put these 4 tags in. Again, we still had this cut apart there. So I'll pull that out just a little bit further so it can be seen. All right. And then we'll go to the bottom. So the bottom is just like that. And then we have another little booklet, a little tuck spot, some more tags behind the sticker, 4 more tags in this pocket. And then we flip this open. So I'm going to push this down so I have room to go all the way up to the top of my table here. And then this is also a little tuck spot here. Okay, and then this has a magnetic closure. I added the strips here, and then I had cut so many strips because I was just trying to cut up my scrap paper. I was able to add some to the bottom of each one of these for a decorative finish. And again, there's plenty of space for journaling and extra photos. And and then we'll go to the center, and here has a whole bunch of just photo mats, so that they can be used throughout the book. Like you could actually put a photo mat here and here, or 2 like this, and use them throughout the book. Plus this pocket, so they're just all stored in here to be used throughout the album. And I just made these photo mats. Most of them are about 4x6. And then you just have to cut down your photo just a little bit for them to fit nicely on there. So that is my grandson's 2nd birthday party album. And then my belly band. So I did mat this on red, but it did have like all the birthday party invitations, birthday party information back here. My daughter does have an extra invitation, so she will actually add one of these real invitations to that pocket in the back of the album. So just as a memory keeper for his 2nd birthday. So I hope that you liked how I decorated my album. Let me show you what I have left for scraps. So I have quite a few stickers left because I was really trying to stick with the fireman theme. But if I take out this piece, this is it. This is all I have left. So I will figure out what I need to, another little project to kind of finish those up. And then in the 6x6 album or pad, I have quite a few sheets there, so we're going to just stick that in here and we'll come back with another project with this first responder paper by Echo Park. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know if you'd like to see something else. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye.
Sounds good.